Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening. Chairman Defense for Human Rights accuses police of aiding attackers of End Bad Governance protesters in Port Harcourt. DSS denies raiding NLC office. Federal government suspends sale of 40,000 naira bag of rice on the foreign scene. 84-year-old Nobel laureate sworn in as Bangladesh interim leader. I am Kalada Kurubatpo. Good evening. We will go for a quick commercial. When we come back to news. Of the Defense for Human Rights and Democracy, Clifford Solomon, has accused the police of aiding hoodlums who attacked peaceful protesters in Port Harcourt yesterday. Mr. Solomon said this during an interview with our correspondent. He vowed that the End Bad Governance protesters in Rivers State would return to the streets in full force tomorrow and won't succumb to intimidation by anti-democratic forces.
The protest has not ended. What happened today is that yesterday, security agencies mobilized hoodlums in conjunction with anti-democratic forces to unleash mayhem on peaceful protesters. Wisdom now demands that we hold on for today and continue our protest tomorrow vehemently. We will mobilize in our numbers and storm the streets of Port Harcourt from tomorrow again.
He said the protesters are observing a one-day mourning in solidarity with their counterparts in Lagos to honor those who died during the protest.
Protest has been very peaceful, not until the security agencies, and we are also using the opportunity today to mourn our loved ones in Lagos State who lost our.
As you may know, yesterday some persons opposed to the protest chased away the protesters who had gathered outside the federal secretariat in the morning for the 7th day of the protest. 3 persons were also arrested for their alleged involvement in looting and burning of tires during the protest. Earlier, correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that anti-protesters were seen loitering around the federal secretariat along Aba Road in Port Harcourt, while activities there remain paralyzed. He said other shops and business outlets opened for business. Police vehicles were also stationed in front of the secretariat, which had served as convergent point for the protesters. Meanwhile, the Rivers State chairman of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Stanley Job, has condemned reported attacks on journalists covering the End Bad Governance protests in Port Harcourt. In an interview with correspondent Suibi Oruwari, Mr. Job said the action of the suspected attackers on the protesters and journalists are a threat to freedom of expression and associations.
A very bad thing that has happened to our colleagues yesterday. You are not supposed to attack any journalist. It is very wrong. We condemn it in totality. So, journalists, and apart from that, there is nobody that is not feeling the impact of the bad governance we are experiencing in this country. I don't see any reason why some group of persons will decide to single out journalists to attack or even include journalists in those targets to attack. No, journalists cover or at the war front and they are protected. Once they know that these journalists, they give the person protection.
The NUJ chairman also advised the security agencies to up their game and protect genuine protesters in Port Harcourt.
when it comes to time that you are supposed to protect the citizens, doing that, especially journalists, professionals like journalists, the police have the capacity to contain such persons and protect journalists. I will advise police that they should consider the fact that journalists are very important in whatever things that are happening, and they should give them all the protection they require.
Moving on, Ezeoha of Evo Kingdom, Chile Bobby Ogbonda, has called for restraint amid the ongoing nationwide protest against bad governance and hardship. A statement by spokesman Adele Ogbonda acknowledged the constitutional right of the protesters to voice their grievances, but warned of potential exploitation by hoodlums. The statement cited reports that the demonstrations intensified after the presidential broadcast, which he said stirred significant controversy and concern. The Ezeoha Evo of Evo Kingdom, however, urged protesters to consider dialogue and give the federal government a chance to address their concerns. The statement also called on government at all levels to demonstrate their commitment by addressing the issues raised by the protesters. But an expert in government and governance, Anthony Ekubueze, believes that the protest against bad governance is part of political participation. Dr. Ekubueze, a lecturer in the Department of Political Science at the Rivers State University, said the federal government should rise up to the occasion by redirecting its policies.
Sovereignty belongs directly to the people, so they determine how and who gets what, when and how in the polity. What the protesters are doing is a form of political participation. They are protesting against bad governance and hunger. But what the people would have been asking for would have been a redirection of state policies. I took time to listen to the president. He did not address any of the issues that were raised by the protesters. The president was not sensitive enough to the needs of the people.
The political scientist also said the waving of foreign flags during the protest will not affect